What's your favorite podcast, Swerve?
One Nation.
What's your favorite podcast, Swerve?
You know that One Nation?
This is Jordan Grace, and you're listening to the Social Suplex Podcast Network.
BWB, this is One Nation Radio. You better get it right. Rich Latta, James Boyd came to give them life. The Blackest Wrestling Podcast has come to kick all ass and drop it 6 feet if they're kicking trash. Word, let me welcome y'all to something different. And if you dig it, man, you should let some friends listen. We be getting it in, this on the regular, dude. Ravish and flow, but this shit rule. See, James don't rap, so I had to break it down. The whole network, man, we coming for the crown. Raps in the columns, I keep them both covered. Making the beats too, so the listeners can bump it. Hit us with the rating, yeah, I'm saying it's a 5. Before you hit it, talk, bob your head side to side. It's One Nation Radio, and this is the beginning. It's Rich, and I'm here with James. It's time to listen to One Nation.
You got to unleash the power of the pyramid.
This is Mike Sempervive from WrestlingObserver.com. Check me out on Wrestling Observer Live every day. And also check out your boys, Rich and James, on One Nation Radio.
Hi, this is Kenny Omega. We're listening to One Nation Radio. Check it out, guys. These guys know what's up. Big Kenny Omega fans, and that's all that counts to me. Goodbye and good night. Bang.
I definitely know what's up with you, Kenny Omega. Welcome to One Nation Radio this week, ladies and gentlemen. I am James Boyd. Here I have Rich Latta. What's going on, man?
Not much, man. Hell of a interesting week for me. Went all the way across the country to see my favorite wrestler of all time get destroyed.
Get murdered.
You know,
murdered.
So
again.
As you can see, I got flued out underneath my name. So I had a trip to Sacramento. But before we get to that, I just have to make you aware of something that was just said on Twitter right now, so we can react to this. And this is by Brett Lauderdale, the owner of GCW, Game Changer Wrestling.
Mm-hmm.
I think I need the full tweet for accuracy. 1 second. He says, "Are you ready?"
Yeah.
Joey Janela is the most successful and influential indie wrestler of the last 2 decades at least. Spring Break changed everything, and maybe someday the story will be told. Now, I'm going to shoot him a tiny bit of bail right here before I actually give my reaction. If he's talking about somebody that's currently an indie wrestler right now, that's the only way that I think that rides. If it doesn't, I would like to know, when was the death of Matt and Nick Jackson?
Well, it can't be, because he said it. He said last 20 years, right? In that tweet, he said the last 20 years, right?
Yeah.
That would include people that are even retired, right? So no.
Was Colt Cabana just zapped into the ether and I was unaware of this? Like,
there's so many people to name. No knock against Joey Janela.
Exactly. No knock against Joey Janela. Probably made himself a lot of money. Has created a lot of shows that people have enjoyed over the years. Different stuff like that. But no.
You know what it's like? It's like when in the NBA now, right? It's like, hey, when is Jason Tatum? When are we going to talk about Jason Tatum or talk about Anthony Edwards in the MVP discussion? Because like the 5 best players in the league are not American. So we have to force somebody, because we know that this country will not care about the MVP race if it's all these foreigners, right? And it's like, no, man, they're great, but there's Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, there's Nikola Jokic, there's Giannis Antetokounmpo, there's Victor Wembanyama, and I'm thinking I'm blanking on 5th person. But whatever. There's 5 guys that are in front of that are those guys, none from this country. Sorry, like. There are people in front of them. We just can't, do that. Like, Joey Janela Spring Break draws on its own and has its own brand, but is attached to the WrestleMania weekend hub of people flew in to that city for a full weekend, and their interests are a bunch of other stuff. So that includes when Stardom shows up. That includes when New Japan will show up. That includes like the Mark Hitchcock Memorial, all that stuff, right? Shimmer. All that stuff. Similar fashion, right? Like, or not similar fashion, but like, hey man, All In with the Jacksons and Kenny Omega and Cody, that drew 10,000 by itself. They built it and it came. George Janela cannot draw 10,000 people by himself on his own weekend. No knock against him. He's look, his name should be mentioned, right?
Absolutely.
Whatever.
Absolutely.
It
Say like the big book of pro wrestling history, right? Like you have this long story, and be like, at some point in that story, you will talk about Joey Janela and Joey Janela's spring break.
Or if you don't, you're either forgetful or you're being dismissive, because this has been a raving success annually. But it stops at a certain level, and at a certain point, we got to cut the shit.
Indeed.
No disrespect to Janela, but at some point, we got to cut the shit. Like Anthony Edwards, at some point, we got to cut the shit. Like actually, Bontemps did his straw poll. It kind of is like very predictive, because it's kind of like similar to JML's observer tracker, right? For Hall of Fame, is like it's a representative sample, and it almost matches it where we are in the race. It came out this week. Ant's like 7th.
Ooh.
7th or 5th. Yeah, he's like 6, 7, in between 5 and 7. No knock against him, but it's like, look who's in front of him. Ain't no shame in that.
Yeah. So just wanted to bring that up. But yeah, man, wild week. So last week I had pretty much said that I hoped that I could somehow end up at the arena, and by God, that Swerve Strickland came through for your boy. I got contact the next day. It was like, so you want to come? I was like, sure. And hooked it up, and went out there to Sacramento. Longest flight I've ever been on.
Really?
5-hour flight or so. Going back to Cali. I haven't been to California since I was a kid. To be fair, it was Sacramento, so it really kind of wasn't California. But
don't do that. Don't do the North Cal versus South Cal shit.
Oh,
don't
it's
do
real.
That. I know it's real, but that's what I'm saying. Don't do that. You adding to bullshit. Leave it alone.
Yeah. But I got there, flew out there, ran into Desmond Bain, was on my flight. Darby was on my flight. Kevin Knight was on my flight out there. And coming home, even more people aren't like I'm talking like 2 handfuls of people from AEW were on my flight headed back. It was nuts. So
they got to get back to the Nightmare Factory. So
no, people you wouldn't expect.
It was just a joke.
Like, what are you doing going this direction for?
It's just a joke.
But what else? So I go out there, do like a vlog. If you're hearing this now, if you haven't seen it already, unfortunately you will not see it. It was yanked. Apparently there are some things I need to modify to get it back publishable again. So we'll take care of that. But if you guys did happen to see it, was a blast filming that stuff. Spent pretty much the whole day with Swerve. Worked out early in the morning. There was an ESPN interview that he did. I sat in on. There was also went to the building, different stuff like that, and enjoyed a hell of a fucking show. And I was in and out pretty much. Like I don't know how they just fly around the cities and do it. I had plenty of energy while I was there, but by the time I got home, I was done. But yeah, I had a great time. Appreciative. Swerve bring me out there and all that. I had front row seats, and it was just like one of the better Dynamites I've ever seen. And
it was a great show.
Like classic match with him and Kenny. Like I had so many people reaching out to me, telling me how happy they were that I was able to be there, and it was like it was flattering in a sense, but I was like, man, I'm hyped, bro. Like it ain't no sob story here. It's just like, yo, this is crazy how some things end up happening. But very appreciative, and it's always a good time when I go to AEW, and it's they're saying in the comments,
that's the exact joke Black Saber yep, that's exactly it.
Front row like David 89, exactly. Yeah, it was it was great. Funny story that did not make the vlog or anything like that. So I come out of like we're getting ready to go down to the gym or whatever, right? And first person we see in the hallway, we walk out of Swerve's room. Kenny Omega is standing right there. I was like, oh shit, what are you doing? Like, and then
He didn't warn. He didn't warn him about what was going to happen to him. Huh?
I guess I'm a bad fan, and you know, ended up taking the elevator down with him. You know, I was holding him apart. I knew I had to protect the main event. I couldn't let it get it started.
Look, me personally, I would have told Superman that Doomsday was coming forward before he died. But you move different apparently.
Yeah, so I was
now he has to go into his Kryptonian healing coma. Rich knows nothing about what I'm talking about. Nothing.
No idea. I was,
So they in the 90s, right? They did a huge story arc where like Superman died, and he was off the table for like a year.
Why would they do that?
Because Superman, they didn't figure, because it was the early 90s, and people were trying to do risque, stupid shit. So it was like we told every story we could possibly tell about the first superhero ever. So let's just kill him.
Oh.
And by that point in time, Batman had surpassed him as like being the most popular DC. So they were like, let's just kill him. And then a year later, like, yeah, let's bring him back. And then like the rest of his 90s run was really weird.
Yeah, but lovely flight out there and had a great time. And we just it was something I'll always remember. Like I will never forget that. It's like one of my greatest experiences as a wrestling fan, and just seeing kind of where Swerve is in his career. We were talking on the way to the building. I was like, bro, you're at the peak of your powers right now. Like, not saying that you're like, like you don't have whatever in front of you right now, but you just look at like sports and athletes and like where they are, like this is like your time, like you're about to do something special tonight, and then went ahead and did it. So shout out to him. We'll get to that more when we get to the review. We got a lot of stuff to get to.
Yeah, I wanted to give you your piece, but because this show is a Friday and I have stuff I need to get done in the morning. Like I have a hard network or out, well, not network. We're not network. I have a hard out at 11. We need to be off this show. We need to be off this show at 11. So I want you to say your piece. Speed run this shit. In fact, we might have to put the PTI time shot clock up.
Good Lord. For all I know. All right, y'all. So all right, I guess we should begin at the All-Star game. So this year, the NBA All-Star game was a stark improvement from pretty much any of the ones the last few years.
The last like 3-4 years. Like the last good one was what, 2021?
Something like that. Yeah.
Yeah.
And there, I came to it a little late, and I saw Kawhi Leonard catching the Holy Ghost. In a way where I was like, he don't even play like this in the real games.
But he had like the last 2 months, like he might be the best player in the league. Like he's been averaging like 31 since he got right.
Nigga
like
the last 31 and a quarter.
Well, yes, but it's an All-Star game, and he was white hot from 3.
Yeah. So like I heard a lot of people like praising the format, praising Adam Silver and stuff like that.
It was after think of what we were doing going into the All-Star, the teams already starting to tank. There's multiple teams starting to tank. I explained to you like the reason behind it and what happened for unintended consequences. Them change so much shit where you get all these. I can explain in a second, but like basically you have all these extra teams tanking earlier and earlier, and then you had like the injury stuff with the 65 game rules. People are upset with that, and then you saw what the All-Star games have looked like. You knew what the dunk contest could potentially be, end up being worse than you could have imagined.
Oh yeah.
And then people already were ready to shit on the All-Star game because like another contrivance. You did all these things before to try to get people to care, and ultimately it comes down to whether or not these guys are gonna play. But the one thing I remember I said to you at one point when they said they were going to go to this format of like basically they're playing 4 quarters and every quarter is a game. It's like, well, it's going to start making people kind of try because the fourth quarter of All-Star games was competitive actually when people give a shit or like they really actually get competitive as opposed to throwing shits off the backboard, try to dunk and throw and shoot from 45 feet. So like it artificially inflated, but the main thing is the main thing. Victor Wembanyama from tip, because me. Rich.
Well, before you say that, I think people are getting a little bit too willy-nilly with praising Adam Silver in the format. That's robbing the players of their effort. There's nothing that was prohibiting them from trying any other years.
That's true, but it artificially makes every quarter a 1 game sample where they actually it is, what do you call it? It artificially generates effort. Even if it wasn't Wembanyama, but they were going to try harder than they would like at last year in the first quarter.
I mean,
they like,
they did the same thing last year and it stunk. So like
one game, one quarter.
Yeah, it was like the
Okay.
series a joint. So it's like
I don't even
for me,
remember,
the jury's still out on it.
Okay.
I'm like, if y'all play with effort, I don't care what format y'all have. Like, and like you said, Victor Wembanyama was like,
That's the main
I'm
thing.
not going for it.
So every, basically every year. At one point, there was a year where I was like, I just watched it and I said to you, like, all I had to see was watch 3 or 4 trips of the floor. I was like, nope, they don't give a fuck. So then I just tuned. I was like, Rich, don't give a fuck, and I tuned out. And I watched this out of curiosity of the international stuff and like how much was Giannis and I'm sorry, Giannis. Like Giannis was on the floor. Shea couldn't play either. So I was like, how much is Jokic and Luka the real main culprits of this shit? How much they actually gonna try? And Wembanyama came out there, and I'm watching him pitch people shit, and then I'm watching him basically bury somebody up the hoop and for a couple easy dunks. I was like, oh, okay. And the next thing you know, you see Ant start looking around like, because they started out with international versus the young American stars, and then that was game, and then it was like it just was fun, and then Luka and Jokic basically played like the first 4 minutes and subbed out.
I know you notice these people coming to the front with it about the resentment for the international players between Kevin Durant, Anthony Edwards, Carmelo Anthony was doing the interview with him. Like they're flat saying it now. Because
the way the game is gone, they have most of the blame gets hurled at the old guard stars, the LeBrons, the Stephs, and the KD, and it's like, I'm sorry, I was around for their whole careers in All-Star games. These ain't the people. Unless something has changed drastically, I don't understand why we're blaming the guys once they're 35 and older. Because like I remember Tim Duncan when he was 35 in All-Star games 2014 or whatever else. He played like 9 minutes and then sat the fuck down the rest of this year. We didn't comfort Tim Duncan. Like once stars that make All-Star teams that are 35, they basically play like
Duncan never did anything worth a damn in an All-Star game ever.
But it still was. Well, I mean, he played hard in the 01 series. I mean, the 01 game.
Okay, but that's the only time I ever remember him being like worth a damn in an All-Star game.
That's true, but I mean, it's not suited for the All-Star game's not suited for his style anyway.
Right.
Even if he was playing hard. But the main thing was once they started reducing it, once they originated load management with Tim Duncan. Once he got to that stage of his career, he started playing less and less games in the All-Star game. There was like, you go look at his like last like 5 All-Star games, whatever else, you'd be like, damn, this man wasn't playing 22 minutes. And he's an All-Star starter almost every year. So anyway, I just thought that like the way the game is going, it was being blamed on the people that didn't deserve to be blamed on it, and they were talking about, and people were talking about the influence of LeBron or KD and Steph, where these guys don't play hard, so why should the young guys? It's like, I'm sorry, the old guys ain't supposed to be playing hard no more. They're trying to just hold on to get through the weekend and make it through the rest of the season, get to the postseason. The All-Star has always been for the young guys to make names for themselves. That's always been the case. So it didn't make any sense. And then it's also another part where it's like, well, who are the actual stars that are in their primes? Oh, Giannis plays hard at every All-Star game. Jokic don't give a fuck. Luka don't give a fuck much really either. So it's like, those are the actual guys that should be getting the blame, but they don't blame them for some reason. So for me,
I mean, niggas was laying down on the floor before they ever showed up in All-Star games. Like,
on the floor? What do you mean?
Like there's this thing where Steph Curry was like laying down on the floor. I know Durant tried to bring it up for basically saying Jokic and Luka, and then people were like pulling out game tape and saying, "Well, what the fuck was this, Durant? Like what are you talking about?" So it's All-Star games, so always gonna be isolated incidents of guys not giving 100% effort over else. But I'm not confusing that from what I've seen in full-on complete All-Star games from Luka Doncic and especially Nikola Jokic. We can cut the shit, right? Like, haven't guys even ever won an All-Star MVP? I don't. Did Luka ever? I don't think so.
I don't believe so. All those guys that the old guards that have thrown multiple time All-Star MVPs. What are we talking about? Russ, like, so also in this guard, like, it's also talking about that's Kawhi, that's James Harden, that's Chris Paul, that's Russell Westbrook. You mean to tell me Russell Westbrook won trying All-Star games?
He was
like, so,
one of the only people trying hard after Kobe laid it down.
Right. So the people that I'm like, when I'm like, look, man, when you want to talk about foreign players, I'm like, let's cut the shit because I know you don't mean Giannis. I know you don't mean Giannis. It didn't
start with Luka and Jokic not trying. It started before them and then carried on.
Right.
With those guys when they were
what year? Give me a year.
Early 30s.
Give me a year.
2017 going forward.
2017.
That's like 9 years at this point.
2017.
And I'll say this, after 2013, because Kobe goes and doesn't play like 14 or 15, I remember. But 14 was good. I remember that was the Kyrie Irving MVP game. Yeah. And Blake Griffin was balling and got the MVP stole.
Wait. Oh, yeah, okay, yeah, 14. Okay,
yeah, 14. 15's in New York. Russell Westbrook goes crazy in the Garden. I remember that. And then 16's Kobe's last All-Star game. Mm-hmm. That's kind of like a sentimental thing. I don't think anybody's going like to do anything like that.
The main thing's the main thing.
After that,
the main thing's the main thing, right? Look at the players on each team, on each conference, and then what caused it was when people don't talk about this, right? The reason why they've had to make all these adjustments from East to West to pick players, whatever, was to make it more even because like the West Conference. Has been more star-studded than the East. So for all those years, for a lot of years, it was, hey, can LeBron keep this competitive and make this a game for like about half a decade at one point, right? And then it turned into, all right, now LeBron's on the West, in the West, what the fuck? Then it turned into, all right, well, now we got to get rid of that. We got to make it to captains, whatever else. Then LeBron get the first pick. He would pick better teams. So all this stuff of trying to fix this stuff, it never changed. And then all of a sudden we get to the point where like, all right, now LeBron's in his upper to mid 30s. Steph's in his upper to mid 30s. Durant's in upper to mid 30s, or not even that. He just came back and is after tearing a fucking Achilles. So it's like, all right, you have that Kawhi with his injury situation, and then it's like, all right.
The only way I could see this is stuff. If you don't blame them for being old, is because they never set the standard while they were in their prime anyway. Like you can't expect them to change it now that they ain't balled the whole time. So. I mean, it really is on the new guys to just be like, you know what, we're rejecting all that shit.
It is on the new guys that have to show up, and then you have like Anthony Edwards will come out and be like, I don't want to be face league, I ain't trying hard or whatever. And then he wins fucking finals, he wins All-Star game MVP. So like it was some of this stuff. So like I think the format helped it out to where it's like. You have Americans. You have the old American guard, the guys that have the All-Star MVPs, right? Saying these young niggas not doing what they're supposed to do. You got the young Americans be like these old niggas,
and run them off the floor.
They have groomed us to not try hard, right? And then on both sides you have hey man, it's really these fucking foreigners don't try hard. So it's like, all right, well, who's really to blame? We gonna see tonight.
Yeah,
and that's how it worked out. So
like David Bowie said, we need to be getting behind the young Americans.
So the first quarter was young Americans versus international, and then like I said, no Giannis, no Shea. And then like Luka and Jokic only played the first like 4 minutes of the quarter, and they don't come back the rest of the any of these quarters. So. Wembanyama's out there going nuts, and then like there was a switch that was supposed to be made, and they fucked the defensive assignment, and then like it went to overtime, and there was like a certain thing where like the last shot was they had to guard the last shot, and there was supposed to be a switch. They didn't call it out. Wembanyama has to doesn't recover fast enough, and they blow it, and you see him pissed. He was literally pissed that they had to come off the court because he wanted to play the old American guard, right? Mm-hmm. So then old American guard beats the in the second quarter, beats the young Americans. So then now it's time for the international squad to come back out there. So old Americans beat them too because Kawhi goes nuts. And then now the fourth quarter is based off the two teams based off of points, whatever else over these cumulative games in the aggregate advance, and that's the final round. So it's old Americans versus young Americans, but the old Americans had just played, will now be playing their third straight quarter, and the young Americans who don't need the help, fresh, and they ran them out. They ran them out of there in the fourth quarter.
Yeah.
And it was fun. Like the first, it worked in reverse how it worked. But like we got 3 competitive quarters, fun quarters, and then the fourth quarter was just uncompetitive.
Yeah,
because they played 3
I didn't
quarters.
mind that the fourth quarter was like whatever because
Same.
it was like I see that they showed up
right
like,
because I got Donovan Mitchell going crazy, I got Kawhi going crazy, I got Ant going crazy, I got Wembanyama going crazy. I got what I wanted.
Yeah. So like I don't know, like I just think it comes down to effort. Like if they decide they want the All-Star game to be meaningful, it will be meaningful. And I'm appreciative. I'm
appreciative that the Whitmer and Wembanyama gonna make sure this shit gonna shake every year now.
That's what I'm rolling with. I'm rolling with Vic, man.
He gonna say this league,
bro.
He gonna say this league.
Let's get to it. I'm rolling with Vic. Like,
yeah, man.
But yeah.
Just stay healthy. Just stay healthy. Give us 10 postseasons, please.
So what you want to get to next? We got. I'm gonna
Tankathon, man. Tankathon. I including the talk about Silver this week and whatever else. He saw he gonna drop the hammer. Well, also that Clippers. They sound like the word is out and they're like, yeah, whatever they finna hit them with finna be nasty. They finna hit. They may void that contract. That's actually on the table. They were talking about it before. Then like they may void this contract if it's bad enough. So yeah. And word is that they're going to drop the hammer on them boys. So that's part of it. But to attach the Silver thing, he sounds like he's really about to do something about tanking. And tanking's as nasty as it's been that I can remember. Like, there's always been people tanking, but this is the benefit or the structure of the league now is because back what it used to be was, you had odds that favor teams with the worst record to have those ping pong balls in the lottery to get higher picks. Once Hinkie and them started doing the process shit, they flattened the odds, try to curb that. But the unintended consequence of trying to stop one team from trying to tank all the time is when you flatten the odds, that makes more teams more likely. And that makes the ninth worst record be like, hey, we can fuck around and get Cooper Flag because that's what the Mavs did, right? So is
that a bad thing?
Well, they thought that with the play-in, it was going to keep the status quo of, all right, now that there's 10 teams that can get into this shit, that would then drag people into.
This seems like
drag people artificially into still trying to be buyers in the trade market with the trade deadline to still go for it, as opposed to this is a loaded draft and next year's draft gonna suck. So if you have a bad future right now, if you need to get your future set now, you need to worry about this year and this year only because next year ain't gonna have nothing for you.
I feel like this is a unintended result of putting a hat on a hat. It's like you try to fix one problem, create another. And Adam Silver is continuously changing shit that quote unquote doesn't need to be changed. He's always coming out with some type of new format, new rule, new event like NBA Cup, the play-in tournament. Now it's like everybody's talking about these tanks and it's waking up this abolish the draft shit that everybody's like been dying to get off for like a decade. No, tell the other sports to abolish their drafts too. Then it's not. First off, it's like, okay, so the point of the lottery was like all this stuff is to find a way to distribute the talent in a fair, equitable way amongst all the owners. So what you're saying to me is, all right, they have done what they've done the last 15 years, including that lockout of the players, because small markets were pissed. And what you're going to do now after they've done all this stuff to penalize big market teams is you're going to make it towards like, oh, it's like college football. You know what happens in college football? It's a game of haves and have-nots. I know Indiana just won national title, but you're going to look at the recruiting rankings every single year. You're going to see Ohio State, Alabama, Georgia. You know what I'm saying? Like, it's going to look like the top 18 teams that have historically built themselves over the last or post-segregation in that sport. So whatever, amount of money or whatever tiers, like, it's still going to look like Lakers, Knicks, Brooklyn, Houston, Miami. And I understand, like, it's not gonna be no Indiana, it's not gonna be no Milwaukee, unfortunately. So for the people that are saying this, it feels like a button has been pressed on this. Have you noticed that, James? It feels like a button has been pressed on this abolish the draft shit.
It's because people think there is no way to stop the tanking, so therefore this is regular business market anyway. This is regular business like anything else, so they should just be able to pick where they go. And it's like, if you want to play that, cool.
Look, it will
It
create
don't matter.
more
It doesn't
issues.
matter. It doesn't matter to me. My one of my best friends half my best friends are Lakers fans. It's gonna work out splendidly for them.
Like,
But that's
look,
the
I'm
thing.
like, look, y'all don't really want to do this.
Right.
Like, it's
That's
like,
what I'm getting at. It sounds good until you're a fan of a team that ain't got no shot, and that's most of the teams. So for y'all to say this stuff is like, they should be able to pick. But I know what the results will be, and I'm probably underselling what it's going to be. And it's going to be perpetual, and it's going to go forever and ever, and no one's going to be happy about this. So
look, I think the only thing they should do, they should get rid of all protections on picks. They'd be like, they set a year in the future, like 5 years in the future, anything after 2031, like we're basically closing off, right?
So that's one of the proposals. Like they're like, because there's different ones. Like for example, the Jazz when they get into what they're doing right now, they're doing what they're doing with sitting down Kessler and Markkanen and Triple J, because their pick is, or they keep their pick if they're in the top 8. Top 8's arbitrary as fuck. So one of the proposals is, I don't know why they came upon this number. I know why they came on the 14 number, because that's the lottery, right? But the other one is only protections for top 14 and top 4. And I'm like, why not just make it around top 5?
Mm-hmm.
Top 5 are lottery, and then everything else fuck off. 4, I don't get it. But whatever. But either way, if they want to do that, it's fine with me. Look, get rid of protections, because that's the main thing. Because
look, that shit is cancer, bro. Like,
can't and trying to kick their whatever they owe down the can towards the second rounder in 3 years after this. And that's why for this year in particular, when this year's draft is loaded, next year's draft is trash. That's why you get this year. Next year it ain't gonna be as bad.
Yep, that's why I think get rid of all protections and then random draft, random picks every year. That'll really stop tanking right there. There's gonna be people that suck. And shout out to Rambo Slam Pig, $5 super chat. So happy to be here for the live stream on a Friday. You guys do it like nobody else. Appreciate you, Rambones.
Appreciate you. Now, what I would say is also Rambone. I saw on his on the Grub channel on the Discord. Like, I didn't realize he was doing it like that,
Bro. He's the one in that channel. He's the one.
Yeah. Shout out to Rambo. But yeah, like for me, it's like even odds for everybody. I would like to where you're like, look,
hey, niggas talking about fairness, right?
Look, this is what I would say. If you want to do even odds for lottery for non-playoff teams, okay, because that will stop the tanking. But I can't do, because there's also another one proposal like that where it's like something like even odds, or like if you make a conference finals,
you can't.
You're excluded from that.
Right. Okay.
And I'm like,
I get that. The only thing is niggas be jumping teams too much and trades getting themselves traded out of situations.
Not no more. They finna stay their ass put, because now we have basically have a hard cap now. People ain't finna be jumping willy-nilly the teams no more.
Yeah, I don't know, man. I think Silver just keeps unintentional. It's like whack-a-mole. Like he's trying to solve one problem and another one pops up.
Well, I mean, it's like the war on drugs. They're trying.
Wars end.
That's what I mean. Like this shit was happening before our lifetimes, right? Like you got the Stepien stuff where it gets James Worthy on the Lakers because there's always somebody doing something incredibly dumb or something
Rockets,
incredibly nasty, right? Where it's like, okay, the Spurs, right? They get Tim Duncan, or they get David Robinson, they get Tim Duncan, they get Wembanyama, whatever else. Two of those are byproducts of absolutely tanking.
Stealth tanking.
Right?
And sometimes not even stealth.
Right. So it's like, they're
the Sixers
lucky.
Earlier.
But or you can end up being the fucking Kings. Right? So ultimately so people were like, yeah, the Knicks, blah, 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 they'd be able to, draft or whatever. It's like, well, they were top. Whatever, I can't even get to it, but because we got to get past it. But the main thing is the main thing. There's always gonna be people that recognize that in this situation, the best situation is a quality player on a rookie contract because it's cheap. So they're going to manufacture. They're going to keep coming up ways to tank or whatever else. the main thing is you can't open up the door where you got to try to make it to where it's going to be painful for them to do it, and also it don't lead to something crazy as unintended consequences of it. So like the predictions, I don't think that's gonna be a problem. I think it's fine, but you can't end up with a situation where like, you know, like what happened with Dallas, where it's like, all right,
Look,
they win the first game of the play-in. They trade Luka. They win the first game of the play-in. They lose the last game of the play-in. They out the playoffs, and they fuck around and get Cooper flagged.
Yeah.
And then they trade Anthony Davis, and then they're gonna sit Kyrie for the rest of the year because they got this is 1 year they have their pick left until 2031.
Feels like some shenanigans may have gone on there to ensure the Mavericks ended up with their superstar, you know, a particular superstar.
Don't do that. You finna,
you know.
All right, so I guess we can move on now because the main thing is like they got to work. There needs to be another tweak, and I understand you saying you're annoyed with these tweaks, but like the tweaks is because these niggas keep finding ways to cheat to get to the bottom. And you got to stop. And it's the commissioner again trying to stop the owners from protect themselves from their own incompetence.
Yeah.
Now the Kings, you can't fix the Kings. That roster was awful on tip off of the season. You can't fix that.
Yeah, that's nuts, man. So I guess we can try to fly through some of these Wrestling Observer Newsletter award.
Okay. What do you want to focus on first? What's most important to you that you saw?
We should definitely talk about Wrestler of the Year. At least Mystico wins Wrestler of the Year. First time in 19 years he won it. Obviously, tons and tons and tons of sellouts. I believe 41, if I'm not mistaken.
71, 85 Kareem.
Something like that, yeah. And wins.
Oh, for those that don't know, sorry.
Yeah.
Kareem won Finals MVP 15 years apart. No one's ever done that. And Kamisko winning Wrestler of the Year 19 years apart is something in the wrestling world is even more impressive.
Yeah,
there's more competition.
I think the only other thing kind of close to that would be like Chris Jericho won in 2019 and then 2019, and before that he had won it in 2009, 2010. It was like 10 years apart. But yeah, that's shout out to Mystico for doing that. Of course, we saw the whining and belly aching of everyone, crying about the Observer Awards this year. Just,
it's every year except for 2023 or 2024 when WWE won. Then there was no complaints,
and they're super gotten to over this.
Yeah.
Most outstanding, Konosuke Takeshita. All the crying that people was doing over Konosuke Takeshita, James. What did he do? Most outstanding. I don't know. I think I'd appreciate that guy.
I'm sorry, Rich. I'm in watching this Dallas Minnesota game, and because the Minnesota Timberwolves so far ahead at the end of the game, Rudy just took a 3-pointer.
Wow.
Yeah, it clanked, but still.
Rudy
Gobert took a 3-pointer in the middle of a fucking NBA game. Yes.
Jesus
yes.
Lord.
Anyway, sorry. Yeah. Look, man. Takeshita. He's somebody that could have won it. I probably would have went with Bandito, but he's somebody that definitely, he definitely was on the list. And his matches were out there to be seen in more places from more the voter base than Bandito's was. Like Takesha's doing it on New Japan and on AEW. Bandito's doing it on AEW and Ring Honor. And most of his matches on Ring Honor.
Too,
so that hurts.
Yeah, that Ring Honor is it's tough.
It hurts.
Kyle Fletcher was number 3. So that's pretty cool. Tag Team of the Year, again, I believe for the 9th time, if I'm not mistaken. The Young Bucks.
Did you send the tweet to Meltzer?
I sure did. I asked him to change the award. He probably won't do that until they retire, but they beat FTR just by kind of a razor thin margin.
Yeah.
And then Brody came Bandito over number 3. Don't have any issues pretty much with that. I would have.
Yeah, this was. I looked at that list and I was like, wow, like tag teams was worldwide was kind of weak this year. Like you expect there would be some, like the Udo Ice tag team this next year will for the 2026 will definitely be up there, right? Like it wasn't really like that this year.
I thought Jet Speed was really good too. Like
Yeah,
they just didn't get the.
but they're in
top
AEW,
love.
so they're suffering being like the fourth most important tag team of 2025.
Yeah.
So they're obviously going to cannibalize. But I mean, like just looking at the rest of the world or outside of AEW is like, wow, really? That was all the tag teams we really had? We really had worldwide dimension? Like,
That's
look
all-
at the discrepancy in the voting.
It's like two big, actually three kind of big ones. Like the three AEW teams ate everything up.
Yeah. That's not normal.
I'd have to look at history there.
Like
but-
you would like normally you have like Usos would be up there in voting, and then you would have what like Bishamon or Mega Aces or whatever else or Golden Aces, something like that.
So we got best on interviews. Hangman Page wins by kind of a far margin. Number 2, John Moxley. 3, Tony Storm.
John, how many times is John Moxley gonna finish second in this fucking award? It's at least a third time. It's at least a third time. I didn't really have a strong feeling one way or the other of who should have won it, but I mean, those three immediately come to mind for me.
Yeah, I think Heyman did a great job, like nailing the stuff home that he needed to,
Especially
throughout the year.
on the road to go to All in Texas and the Osprey stuff. Yeah,
Yeah.
with the Owen. Yeah,
Promotion of the year, CMLL.
don't have a problem with it.
Yeah,
I-
no issue there. Like, because if you want to say AEW had like a historic match quality year, like
Yeah,
the pay
sure.
per view, absolutely, you could put
But-
it that way, right?
but-
like CMLL, like they're doing this shit every Friday night
At
There's
scale.
there's not like these super match. The wrestling's good enough to where the business is like backbreaking. So,
Right.
and
And-
them having a peak year, and AEW kind of helped CMLL with that as
Yeah.
well. But still, that at the end of the day, that's Sal and them. So
Yeah, I'm a big proponent of like every year they do these coaches lists for best college football or basketball coaches, whatever else, and they talk about and you see the regular names or at certain levels, and then you see people change based off of like, hey, is this person overachieving based off of like the tradition and what they historically do at this particular school, and they see how far they're overachieving, and you get higher on that list based on that. Like I basically call it the Bill Snyder Kansas State stuff, right? Like. And can't like CMLL should not be able to sell out that much at that same arena at Arena Mexico over and over and over again. Every Friday or every Tuesday?
I think it's Friday,
Friday.
Saturday,
It's
Sunday,
Tuesday or
but
somewhere else.
Friday is the
Yeah.
big one.
Right. They should not be able to sell out that much that often in that size building at the size promotion they actually are. That's very impressive, right? Like so, back a couple years ago. I mean, well, even still now, like when we would talk about. When Stardom would get second place a couple times, whatever, it would be like, look at what they're doing, look at the quality of their wrestling, and look at what they're drawing, and look at what historically Joshi has been since All Japan, since Gaia died, right?
Stardom did finish in front of WWE.
I mean, yeah, that's what I'm saying. Is like it. I mean, it's done that multiple times. But I'm saying like that is for people that don't really recognize is like. This is what these places are overachieving based off of their resources and their track record of like just brand acknowledgement of worldwide where they are in popularity. Like these people are hitting triples or hitting grand slams where WWE basically is hitting singles or AEW is hitting triples. Like it's not like the scale is so different that it's like it will be it. They should be recognized for how well they're doing based off the resources they have.
Best weekly TV show, Dynamite.
No complaint.
Match
Was Collision number 2?
Collision was number 3 behind CMLL's Super Variants.
Yes. Okay.
From there, Pro Wrestling Match of the Year, Kenny Omega versus Gabe Kidd, 1-5 to Tokyo Dome. Also, Voice of Wrestling's Match of the Year, Kenny Omega and Gabe Kidd. I actually got to talk to Gabe Kidd right before I got on the plane, actually. So, got to tell him congratulations on that. So,
he didn't call you a pussy?
He did not. But
nice of him.
Shout out to Gabe. Number 2, Konosuke Takeshita and Bandito, just absolute out of this world.
Hold on. Was that did the Gabe Kidd? Sorry, this was the plane ride to Atlanta.
Yeah.
Oh no. I remember at a certain point in time where Gabe Kidd talked about how much he loved black women.
Oh, I mean,
oh man,
gold succeeded for him in that case.
So we can.
Yeah. So moving on, number 3, Page and Moxley from All In.
Maybe he's trying to get confused with Belly Gang Cushington.
Stupid.
Who's the white man here? Just don't talk, Gabe. Don't give it up. They will never know. All right, we move on. Sorry.
Yeah. So, like I said, we're flying through these things. Normally, I would go more in depth, but
right.
U.S. Canada MVP Jon Moxley, non-heavyweight MVP Mystico, Japanese MVP Saya Kamatani, fire of the Japanese men. Women's wrestling MVP, obviously Saya Kamatani. Mexico MVP Mystico by a laughable margin over everybody else. Literally 100 times the voting, if you can see it. Bandito got 17 of those, right? Mystico got 1,119 or 1,019.
What was Penta or Phoenix?
Excuse me?
Yeah, exactly. They used to get on there all the time. Come on. Was anybody from AAA on there?
Dom.
Oh.
Europe MVP Michael Oku. I don't even know who's regularly working in Europe, but why not? Feud of the year, Page versus Moxley. Number 2, Saya Kamatani versus Tam Nakano.
I saw that.
Number 3, Mystico and MJF. Most improved, Harley Cameron.
Now, that doesn't sound like if I were to have watched as much wrestling around the world that to be true, but she won. Congratulations. She did improve, but we've seen some miraculous transformations. Like Mina Shirakawa was not a good wrestler. Like, we saw her go from multiple times, go from all right to good to very good to become a great wrestler and great worker in Stardom, like year to year to year. So it's like this feels
sometimes
funny.
There's not a good vote in these years, and this is kind of just a weird year. I think.
Who finished second?
Kyle Fletcher.
All right.
See, like it's as weird of a most improved is as weird here as it sometimes is in the NBA, because Kyle Fletcher just got a minute.
That's exactly what it is.
Seemingly.
It's like giving Wembanyama like most improved player last year. Like, okay, man, get out of here.
Yeah. Apparently MJF came out to Jadakiss as the champ is here at House of Glory tonight. That's hilarious.
Cool.
Let's see. Moving forward, most charismatic was John Cena, which I don't know how in the middle of that disaster of a heel turn. Number 2 is CM Punk. And number 3, Tony Storm.
If that's the case, I would have went with Tony Storm, because Tony Storm is like out of her fucking mind.
I think I would go with Tony Storm over either of those guys.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, same.
That's what I'm saying.
Yeah, we're on the same page.
Yeah, especially based off the years they had.
Yeah.
It's like,
did they see CM Punk doing Word Life and was like, oh yeah, this is it? Like, I didn't feel that way when I saw that clip.
Oh no. And also it's like, hey, are we going to pretend that those two are more charismatic than Cody?
Yeah. Weird year for Cody too. Don't see him like really
right, but
all over this.
The biggest storyline of the year was him telling The Rock to go fuck himself. Whatever.
I guess when it gets wrapped it with Travis Scott at the end, you know, it's
but somehow Cena still won the shit.
Right. Yeah, it's just weird.
Whatever.
Bryan Danielson armbar award goes to Zack Sabre Jr.
Who was second?
Hechicero.
Yep. Okay.
Best flying wrestler, RLPW award, Mascara Dorada.
Yeah. I mean, yeah.
Look, when he's on, bro.
You know what it's like? You know what it feels like when he hits like 3 moves in a row and it works. It's like when Steph makes 3 threes in a row. It's like, oh, where are we go? We headed to 5 stars if we don't start fucking up.
My man Conrad from Everything Pro Wrestling Show, he said Cody took some lumps this year. Yeah, I think
That's true.
he was kind of booked into oblivion. Like
That's
they're
true.
so
Everybody took lumps in WWE this year.
They're so
But
kind of
still,
protective.
number 2 and number 1 still ended up on that thing. That's crazy.
Right. It's like you might like I think that second title reign he had, the only person he wrestled at all was Drew McIntyre from like after SummerSlam till New Year's. Like he did nothing with anyone else. So it's like so regimented in whatever they do.
Mm-hmm.
Most overrated, Jey Uso, absolutely. Main event, Jey Uso. Good God.
Well, who was second?
CM Punk.
How big of a gap is it? It had to be huge.
323 to 171.
There you go.
And number 3 is Jade.
I don't. Well,
number 5 was Seth. Look, Seth Rollins. Look, there's an argument that when Seth Rollins, like when you end your WrestleMania last year, like doubling down, essentially, like we're gonna keep going with Seth Rollins, like, and then exactly what ended up happening is kind of what always ends up happening when he's a champion.
Mm-hmm.
Show gets less interesting, draws less, and eventually he gets hurt. And they has to give up the belt. This has happened multiple times.
Yeah, true, but if you're going to do an overrated thing, I wouldn't say he's more overrated than Jade Cargill.
Yeah, Jade is.
I don't say much about Jade because I'm rooting for her, but
yeah, it's a tough one with Jade.
They don't ever put in position even to see if she can even make any progress. They have basically voted.
They got her in bubble wrap.
They basically voted themselves. They have no confidence in her.
Bro, she's like a vase. Like they're afraid to drop that shit essentially because they're afraid she's gonna break. But yeah, Jey Uso is just one of the probably the worst main eventer I think of my lifetime.
The crazy part is I have to like wrap my mind around the part where like he actually is a main eventer.
Correct.
Yeah.
Bruiser Brody, best brawler, Jon Moxley. Again. He's got it 1, 2, 3, 4. This is his 5th one, I believe.
So he finished. So he's the U.S. MVP.
It's going to be another year of him not coming close in the Hall of Fame, James.
He finished second in best in promos. He finished number 1 in feud of the year. And watch when we get to November when they do the fucking Hall of Fame ballot, and he's somewhere like in the fucking where was he this year?
I don't remember where he was, but
was he even in the 30s?
I don't know. It just wasn't enough. Whatever it was, I remember that first year I freaked out. I was like, "This is bullshit." Then the second year I was like, "This is still not right." Like,
it's
most underrated Beast Mortos.
Yeah. I can see it. Because look, he come out there. Hell, you saw it on Wednesday.
Got a chance to communicate with the Bull after the show. Yeah. So shout out to the Beast Mortos. What else? Jim Ross Award, best television announcer. Bryan Danielson, number 1. Danielson opened his mouth. Hand him an Observer Award right now.
Now
4 months.
My issue with it is exactly that. I enjoy him as much as anybody out here. The problem is like Nigel was doing most of these collisions every single week for the full year, and he's about as good as Danielson. Or if people want to argue he's better, I'm not going to argue with you. So for it not to be Nigel is kind of like that's crazy. I see what y'all doing.
Once again. Nigel has to fall behind Danielson.
Was Nigel second?
He was 4th behind Walker Stewart and Excalibur.
All right. Okay.
So worst television announcer, which caused a lot of chaos.
I heard about this.
Which led to
Booker T has won it again.
Booker T once again has won.
Now, here's the thing, right? When it comes to it, so he had his thing to say about it's the Observer and Dave Meltzer, whoever else in charge of it is basically saying it's racist. Now the problem is, before he ever said anything, I heard my own ears brought over as disagree because he's like he ain't even the worst person on his own commentary team. And that's the thing when it comes down to these awards. It is a fan-based vote. Dave Meltzer disagrees with this shit, and he be wrong all the time. His readership sees it a different way, and I don't know if Meltzer would have voted for him, but I know Brian Alvarez would not have voted for him, and he said so. So I'm pretty sure he didn't hear that. And he said decided to throw off the thing with Meltzer or F4W being raised. Now my problem isn't that particular thing, but it's like, hey man, I know who you work for.
Yeah, I mean,
like if you want to, like I'm willing to hear out that F4W, might not,
there may be some areas of improvement.
Right. It'd be like, oh, so you're saying it's just like the rest of America? Okay, fine. I'm willing to hear it. I'm not going to throw that out just like, oh, hogwash. No. I'm willing to hear that. But you also understand you also work for America too, right? The real America. The America that's trying to make it great again, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay, man. Booker's gone off the deep end enough this weekend. When it comes down to just everything, and he's going at Swerve again, unprompted or whatever. And
I didn't hear about that.
Like, I'm rapidly losing respect for Booker T at this point. But I'm gonna keep him moving. We're gonna let him keep doing his thing. So shout out to Book. But yeah. Best non-wrestler, Don Callis finally yanked that fucker. Oh, that's his second one. He won it in 2023 also. But him and Paul Heyman been trading the last few years, but
not on everyone?
What's up?
Not on everyone?
He has never won.
Yeah. All right.
I think
he didn't win in 2024 or 23?
He should have. He should have won in 24, I believe.
Yeah, that's crazy. All right.
Best major wrestling show, AEW All In. I don't know. I think, a lot of people like Double or Nothing. I always like Revolution, but the main event always fucking fucked everything up.
What was the main event of Revolution last year?
John Moxley versus Cope.
Oh, yeah.
And then Christian.
Yeah, that's right.
Stardom Grand Queendom got third place.
I mean, to be fair, if you were to ask me what was the best show I watched all year, like top to bottom, those are the three. Easily. So I ain't got no, whatever order you want to put it in. Like for those that are not Stardom watch, whoever else, that is the best Stardom show of all time. And that is one of the best shows I've ever seen. And Stardom has like a handful of those where it's like that's one of the best shows I've ever seen, or that's one of the great shows of all time. And that's their crowning one. Like, that's just nasty.
On to the reverse. Worst major wrestling show, WrestlePalooza. They had with 249.
Now, do you think that's because of the actual match quality? Or you think it's because of all confusion with the switch over to ESPN? Or which one do you think is a bigger deal for why they got voted that way?
I think bringing back Brock Lesnar probably has something to do with it too.
Oh, that was on that one. Yeah,
AJ Lee and tag match. Like I think there were a lot of bad matches on that show. A lot of attention on it. Look, that WrestleMania Night 2 for me was the shits. I didn't watch WrestlePalooza, so I can't give you anything there. But Survivor Series was also very bad.
Yeah, I mean, most of the shows stunk this year.
Yeah, look, they got like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 shows.
Like, bro, they may have had like maybe like 3 or 4 good pay-per-views in like the last like 2 years, like 2024 and 2025.
Yeah, it's rough out there.
Like basically after Cody won that title, they were like,
what do we do?
We don't know how to. We magically forgot how to have good wrestling shows now. Like, what the fuck?
So most disgusting promotional tactic. This should be the WWE.
The better question is how many are in there that are not involving WWE in that top 10?
Let's see. Do we want to count the Rajah Jackson incident because it was in the WWE ID school at the time?
No, we're not. We're not doing it. That's a little bit too mean.
Okay, so we got 1, 2, 3. 3 of them not involving WWE.
Huh. Okay.
So,
all right.
Number 1, WWE bringing back Brock Lesnar.
Oh, yeah.
The relationship with Saudi Arabia, the relationship with Donald Trump. CM Punk apologizes to Saudi Arabia is fucking hilarious. Yeah,
and that's how you know it's nasty, because like that could, like the CM Punk in Saudi Arabia and WWE relations could be the same. That could be one thing. That's all right.
Black Sabre Jr. most disgusting promotional tactic, aka the WWE award.
Well, really, it's the Vince McMahon most disgusting promotional tactic award. But yeah,
they've been going crazy since 2017. I think we should review. Hell,
I mean, actually, we kind of review every single year during FOH.
No, I'm saying, look, all right. Actually, let's take it back to 2013. WWE exploiting the death of Paul Bearer, Bill Moody. 2014, WWE insulting fans who purchased their full price pay-per-view shows.
Why would you spend $20 or why would you spend $50 when you can do it for $9.99?
And Herman Cain.
Yeah.
2015, WWE using Reed Flair's death in an angle. 2017, WWE promoting Jimmy Snuka as a hero in death. 2018, WWE doing business in Saudi Arabia after the Khashoggi murder. 2019, WWE continuing to do business in Saudi Arabia. 2020, WWE firing people during a pandemic while still making record profits. 2021, WWE firing people during a pandemic while still making record profits. 2022,
back to Saudi.
Vince McMahon coming out
shit.
and getting a big pop the day the sexual harassment charge or misconduct charges came out. 2023, WWE allowing Vince McMahon to return and TKO allowing him to stay. 2024, WWE's continued relationship with Saudi Arabia. So, Saudi Arabia's been running it up, but Brock had to come snatch it. So,
yeah. But if not, they would have won.
Worst match of the year.
Like Brock Lesnar, like that Embiid MVP.
Right. Somebody got to talking and was like, hold on. They just adjusted it.
Yeah.
Worst match of the year.
You have stole from Saudi Arabia the same way they stole from Jokic.
Correct. Worst match of the year, number 1, John Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
Yep. Now,
just an all-time disaster that I don't think gets talked about enough.
So another thing about it is, like, Alvarez complained like that's not the worst match I saw. It was Butterbean versus somebody, right?
Minoru Suzuki.
Versus Minoru Suzuki was the worst match I saw. Look, man. Look here, Dave. Look here, Brian Alvarez. There are tons of matches that are worse than whatever wins historically worst match of the year. The problem is exposure. If you have a all-time stinker on the biggest show of the year, you're going to win. That's how it always works. And if you have a kick-ass match, you're going to go super high on match of the year too. You know this. You know how the votes go. You cover it every single year. I don't know why you went on that rant about that.
I don't get that either. It was like we all know the power of platform. We all know the power of like of people actually being able to see these things. Like, nah, like, and also like when Butterbean versus Minoru Suzuki ended, right? What was the future fallout of it? Nothing. We moved on with our lives. Right. John Cena and Cody Rhodes basically took a fucking like Tanya Harding, Nancy, whatever the fuck. They kneecapped Cody Rhodes from that shit. Yep. Right? Who is still kind of trying to recover to this day. John Cena, it was like off to the races with trash. They have Travis Scott in their WrestleMania ending for John Cena's last world title till the end of time.
And never to be seen again.
Yeah,
they had a match based around a Rock heel turn, and Rock ain't been on TV since.
Correct. So, like, it's worse. I'm sorry, Brian. Like, it just is. Worst television show, NXT. Boy. A very bad show. I tell you, I have been strong-armed into watching random episodes or portions of episodes of NXT, and brother, it is very bad.
I believe it, and I'll leave it at that.
Worst feud of the year, Caster and Bowens. I think that's a Brian Alvarez thing because, like, say Collision don't exist, right? To you might not even know about this. Like,
well I saw some of it, and it's like it's not that as bad as that. It was just like it just was so purposeless. Like they never pulled through and got to the end of it. It just died off and they took them off TV basically. So yeah. What was number 2 on that?
John Cena versus Cody Rhodes.
Worst feud. See, now the last match was so good that I kind of feel like it should have got itself out of that. But most of it was bad. 90% of it was terrible.
Well,
So
check this out. Down at number 5, it's Cody Rhodes versus Cena and Rock and Travis Scott. So, like, it really won. Like,
Yeah. Yeah.
It's just like
Yeah.
they
I don't know why
screwed
the whoever was compiling this stuff didn't just tally it all together.
Yeah.
That made no sense.
Promoter of the
You knew what
year,
they meant.
Salvatore Luderoth, CMLL. Booker of the year, or hold on, I scrolled too far. Worst promotion of the year, WWE.
Of course.
Number 2, the NWA. Shout out to Brian Idol.
Oof.
Best Booker, Tony Khan. Number 2, Taro Okada.
Yeah.
I know TK was happy to get that back. Now, don't fuck up now. Like,
We'll get to it. We'll get to it.
Look, best gimmick, Tony Storm, by a landslide.
Where did she end up on the worst gimmick?
She finished 4th on worst gimmick.
Yeah, because she always pulled her out. People love her or hate her.
Yeah. Worst gimmick was heel John Cena. Yeah.
Rightfully so.
Yeah. But yeah, that's what we got.
No one wanted to see it. He didn't even want to do it. And then they just pretend like it never happened and moved on.
Yeah. Let's get to it, man. Dynamite. Hell of a fucking
Great show.
I
Great
was
show.
there ringside. Kind of, I guess we should start. Let's start with the main event.
Okay.
We gotta make time here. But yeah, Kenny Omega, Swerve Strickland. Swerve Strickland defeats Kenny Omega in one of the greatest matches in Dynamite history. And turns heel in the process. And I didn't see this exactly like going down like this. But I'm very excited. I think that the match was sensational. I watched it again on tape when I got home, so I could, see the speed of everything, like on video and how it looked. And man, it was so incredible, bro, to be there just to see that, because like the crowd just believed in like it was so split and even in the sound. It was like, yo, they're really here for Swerve, and obviously they're really here for Kenny too. And it was like the reactions were just like right there, and it's like that's a testament. And then Kenny put this guy over super hard, the visual pinfall over him, and then like essentially like as close to like a clean victory as possible. Like the referee thing was to accentuate kind of like the heel turn to Swerve, because Swerve pulled Aubrey into him. So and then Swerve went to just a brutal level, like with that that slingshot into the bottom metal part in the mouth.
The exposed yeah.
Like I was like, oh my God. And then just all the sequences, like I thought this was just out of this world, one of the best matches of the year. And I'm grateful I got to see it in person. Like and Kenny Omega is just like the way he comes back, right? We know how they be talking about him, like they're like they think he's done and all this other stuff. Look, if anything told in the post-match promo I watched, if anything told me, if you do not believe in if you gave up hope on Kenny Omega tonight, don't give up hope. I'll just say that. But yeah, hell of a fucking match, out of this world. Run it up, watch it again. People were asking me why I didn't hop the guardrail to stop Swerve. Look. Let's just say this. This is an example of an evil ass nigga right here. He's gonna fly me 5 hours across the country to turn heel on my favorite wrestler of all time. That's a heel. That's a bad guy right there. So
I don't think it's a bad guy. I think that's him asking. I think that's him saying, demanding, say, "Hey, I am now your new favorite wrestler." How is he your favorite wrestler when he's no longer alive? And he beat Kenny's ass. And the match started basically lock up. They stopped locking up. Kenny slaps him, and then from there it ends with that man ready to get hauled off to the ambulance again. And then, like, at this point, we need to start calling Kenny Omega Kenny from South Park, because every fucking week he shows up on Dynamite, he dies. He gets hauled off, sent off. I saw a super cut of all the times on Dynamite this man has been sent off, whether it was Andrade sending his ass off, whether it was Okada sending his ass off, whether it was Jack Perry sending his ass off, now Swerve sending his ass off. This has all happened inside of a year.
He knew some new friends. Like
my favorite. Oh, I forgot the Young Bucks also sent his ass off TV too once. So, another part about this that I enjoyed, or not enjoyed, but I thought was hilarious was when he came back beginning of this year, when he interrupted Swerve and Hangman, he announced it like, "Look, man, I'm back. I feel I'm in the. This is the best I felt in years, whatever else." And in my mind, I was thinking like, I know what that sounds like when athletes say that. I know what that sounds like when athletes say that. You know, you've been away a little bit. You feel, all of the nags, and bumps and bruises. You start to feel fresh again. Okay, and then he started wrestling again, and he wasn't doing he wasn't selling diverticulitis no more. He wasn't doing all the gut shit no more, and selling the old man selling for Kenny Omega. And I was like, you know what, Kenny Omega's back. This is good. And then he had this match with Swerve, and it was fucking awesome. And then ultimately at the end, what happened to him? He got fucked up again. He got his ass whooped again. He got his ass put on the meat wagon again. I'm just like, see, I knew that it wasn't all the shit you was talking. You weren't quite back. Nah, man, you had to end. It's okay. It's okay. You gonna come back and get this match again. But man, like, I appreciate Kenny Omega for doing this for Swerve because, as we said earlier in the year, I was like, hey man, Swerve is in these important roles, and he ain't. And outside of being the Young Bucks at All in Texas, he's losing everything he's been put in while it's been important. He's losing. At one point, when he's gonna get him one? Well, he got one from now by putting Kenny Omega's Canadian ass on the shelf. Now, is Kenny Omega now? It's a question: is Kenny Omega gonna come back with a new hairline? Is he gonna
I think you got to fly the other way to do that. He's flying.
I know he's going to Japan, but I'm saying you still go to Turkey from Tokyo.
I think you gotta. I don't know if the planes go that way over there. Like
if I were Kenny Omega, I think I would go to Turkey and then like to get just cosmetically rejuvenated. And then when he go to Japan, he's emotionally rejuvenated. He get to see Ibushi. He get to feel like himself again, and then come back to AEW. He can get his revenge on Swerve. But either way, ass was whooped.
Yeah, it was
awesome, whooped, man. And it was thorough.
Yeah, like this was like
he did everything short of taking his belt off the whoop Kenny Omega ass.
They set all this stuff up, like just like the pacing of it was great. Legendary match. I'm gonna just say it right now. I was there, and that live bump way up there, man. It was great to watch. And then that turn at the end, like Swerve was getting boozed. He got the right reaction out of it. It wasn't nobody like playing along. Like it was like, oh man, this guy's evil. And I think people have enjoyed his work in a way in the past where they're excited about this. And for me, he immediately vaults to the top heel in the promotion.
Yeah, he's bigger than what MJF's doing. Yeah.
Like, let's get nasty. Let's start the agenda now. Like what heel is like doing the best shit man, right now?
You know what I ain't never got to worry about when it comes to Swerve or Hangman Page or Kenny Omega or Will Ospreay when they're around.
Being thoughtful, knowing what the fuck they're doing.
No, just simple thing. Are they going to be good most weeks? Most weeks, not every week. Most weeks. I ain't got to worry about that with them guys. With our world champion, we got to hope and pray he don't fuck something up. And quite frankly, they've done a tremendous job by keeping his ass off TV most of the year. And basically, he's a champion, but he's in a supporting role. He is literally just he's a tool. We have a bad guy they're treating him like he's the NWA World Champion, where he's going from territory to territory. Where it's like, hey,
send him out of here.
All these challengers, and we know you want your guy that you watch every single week to beat this dude.
Yeah. So I mean, thinking about where that kind of puts Swerve in the landscape now, there are a lot of baby faces in this company, and then you look at the heel side. There's people with belts like Okada or Ricochet.
Mm-hmm.
There's him. There's the whole Don Callis family,
mm-hmm.
And then there's MJF. So I'm interested to see who they're going to program with. Kenny doesn't look like he's going to be available to wrestle at Revolution. Maybe he'll make an appearance or something. I think when we start looking at, who you could like spin this off into, there's a few people that come to mind for me that maybe you could do something with. Like they gave Kevin Knight a win. Brody King just lost to MJF.
They did just do the Kevin Knight Swerve match like at the beginning of the year.
Yeah, that's right. But yeah, look,
I mean, they could do the match again. I mean, they can obviously have a better match.
Yeah. So, I think Bandito's got good news on what was putting him out. So I don't think he's gonna be gone as long as people had thought. But I say watch out for Brody King.
Okay.
And people mentioned Swerve and Darby's always an option.
Yep. Always.
Yeah, there's
I mean, if he gets done with the New Japan guys that are not going to be in New Japan in the future.
Yeah. So if you didn't see the Kenny and Swerve match, I would highly recommend this.
I mean, it's look. I don't if y'all listened to our show a couple weeks ago or a week ago, whatever that was. If you heard us rave about the Ciampa versus Fletcher TNT title match, this is better.
Yeah,
and I'm going to say it again. You cannot be a reasonable person and expect to see better TV matches than or see TV matches that are this good. It's unreasonable to expect TV matches to be as good as what they were putting out on a consistent basis now at this point on Dynamite. That Fletcher and Ciampa match was incredible, and this match was even better. And then the post match took it even farther over the top. Like if you think this is like bell to bell the match of the year, I wouldn't disagree with you if you include not bell to bell, but like opening bell and then the close of the show. If you think this is the best match in post match you've seen this year, I'm not gonna argue with you.
Yeah, it was just like the crowd was stunned and amazed kind of at the same time.
Yeah.
So
no one expects to see Kenny making their ass whoop like that.
Yeah. King North saying Swerve versus Mexico, let's do it. I mean, they are going back to Mexico this year. We'll have to have Daniel come on the show again, and we'll get him on here with us for that one. Shout out to Daniel.
Yeah, Bones thing up there about the match ratings. That's exactly what I mean. It's not reasonable to expect to see I had Fletcher and Ciampa at 4 3/4, but like either way, like a 4.5 plus star match. That is exactly the point where 4.5 is where you should be like, all right, you're lucky that you got to see that or whatever else. That's not historically what American Pro Wrestling has given us.
Well, the standard has been raised,
Even so.
But
top 30 match in the worldwide on TV. Okay, thank you. Wasn't expecting that.
MJF and Hangman Page had a promo battle. We should definitely talk about. And the big thing coming out of it is they have pulled the Cody lever, which is like, this is like when you're a babyface. This is almost like, all right, man,
you better win.
You might have just jumped on the spikes, and if you didn't, they might have done something unforgivable. So some of the reactions in the building, I would like to note, some of those reactions, like the cowboy shit chants, were very faint and weak. When he was first coming out, didn't get the pop that I thought he might get. That being Hangman. I thought MJF did a pretty good job in his promo, even though some of the stuff that he was saying about Page, I think actually applies to him when he talks about disastrous title reigns. But never mind that. I think when he started his entire promo with basically, the Kendrick Lamar stuff from Euphoria, I was just sitting there and rolling my eyes.
Same.
Because like, most people watching, they're like, he made this up. This is original.
No. Here's a problem. He did that, and it's even worse if you're like, let's say, okay, Kendrick Lamar said in 2024, and the CM Punk did that already.
Yeah, he did do that, right?
Right.
Who did he do that against? Was it McIntyre?
I think it was. But the main thing is, it's like, hey man, we know you're fucking fed. You're fucking fed fried in the brain. It's like, so you did that, and also you're doing tributes to your fucking idol. who left the promotion in bad terms. Like, thanks for reminding us.
It's something we said in the group chat, so I'm just gonna say about MJF. He is the great WWE hope for WWE fans watching AEW. Not necessarily a fault of his, because he's just trying to get over in a way that he thinks he'll get himself over. But he's
and he is over.
Direction. Yeah. So, but the people, like, when I heard like the Busted Open Radio and Bully Ray and Dave LaGreca just slobbing on the knob like corn on the cob over it, and basically saying everything good in this company has to do with MJF. I'm like, all right, man, we gotta put this, we gotta stop this.
And it's like
this lie.
Yeah, and I remember saying, he was like, or to the group, was like, technically he's right, but in application he's not, because like the thing isn't about him, it's about the challengers that are coming to take the belt off him. And in fact, he's not on TV that much this year. Just like he wasn't on TV much last year either.
So when Hangman basically threw it out there with the Texas Death and stuff, people were excited. And then like the whole thing with, hey, I will never challenge again, it got like the almost exact opposite reaction in the building. Like,
because it's one of those, because they PTSD, they remember the Cody shit. Remember how, here's the thing. I don't think, quite frankly,
I don't think he's winning.
We'll get to that. I don't, because of how bad it's going, and then he left and going to WWE, and then like, you know, he's been great in WWE, and he's been WWE'd, right? So people don't remember. When they were going into what was that, Full Gear?
For
Cody and Jericho.
Yes.
When they were going to Full Gear, Cody was about as hot as I've ever seen any American babyface in the last decade.
Yeah, he was on fire at
and then he did that promo, and it's one of those things where like this wasn't requested from Chris Jericho. This was in order of being ethical,
or whatever it was.
Because of my babyface, I want to be ethical. I will challenge for this title. If I never would, I will not politic again, because he also named the names of notable territory wrestlers that also had the book and then also had the belts. And then said that, so I'm on the challenge for this one time, and then after that. That was an unforced error on his own end, and MJF screwed him, right? And then that sent him to mid-card purgatory, where he became the TNT champion, and then he feuded with everybody that wasn't a top star in the company or a main event in the company, and never had any feuds worth a damn or any personal things that could be like second from the top. It always had to be some other shit that seemed like he was doing the Sherry case, show you how nice of a guy he was. So the fact that they brought this stipulation back. If Adam Page were to lose this, I don't know what I'm gonna say on the show, but it will not be pleasant about to Tony Khan. It will not be pleasant towards Adam Hangman Page, because it's fucking stupid if he were to do this stipulation, he doesn't leave with this title, because this guy was he 30 what? 33, 32, 34. He's 34. That means he only has another decade of wrestling in this promotion, in theory.
Yeah. And look, he's not going anywhere. So like, I guess this whole thing for me, because I feel like MJF's winning, and I feel like there is a whole thing like the only way this works is if you break the stip, and you flip for it. Like so. That's the only way that this goes, because
it's this promotion.
What's up?
That's the appeal of the promotion. Oh, I say they don't break steps in this promotion. That's the appeal of this promotion.
I mean, I guess look, that's the only way out of this one, or else this guy's gonna just essentially banished to hell. He's like a leper almost. Like it's like
no. Because they had options. They won. They can put the belt on back on Adam Page,
or he could win. I just don't.
No. I'm saying there's two ways that when this idea came floated across him, there was two ways to avoid this stupid shit. It was either he wins, or two, you never fucking do it.
Yeah.
If they decide to pull this lever after what we have spent the last from 2019 to 2026, so we have spent almost 7 years around making this guy the top guy, having him beat everybody up and down this promotion. People metatextually call him the main character of this promotion. For them to then after that say no, we're saying no. We spent 7 years. We wasted your time. especially after they know what happened with Cody, and they already have they actually have something as a precedent of what happens to a top guy when you do this to them. If they were to do it again, I don't care, barring something crazy, Tony Khan for me would have to be worst booker. Sorry, you wasted 7 years of my life. Fuck you. And he's one of the best wrestlers of this generation.
Yeah, it's just, I feel like they've given us the answers to the test. What he thinks about Hangman Page already in that 7 years, though, right? Like, especially with how they took the belt off him last time. That was supposed to be it. Like, that's the huge. Like, how many times does a wrestler get the big babyface win in the stadium? You're chasing this long-term champion. It's like, are there diminishing returns from there? Like, is this an idea to do something with, his character completely different? And if they basically pulled a double cross on you, that's room to hate a bitch. I'll say that. But I don't know. I think this is unnecessary. Why even
totally unnecessary?
Put it out there like that. Say this guy wants to turn heel. And there's a million fashions you could turn heel, but
can I get to why it's totally why in kayfabe it's totally unnecessary?
Because MJF had already fucking agreed to fight, or you were already the number one contender.
Not only were you our number one contender, you're adding a stip to this because it's your quote. People are saying people are trying to shoot bail on this, saying it because Texas Death Match is his quote unquote match. One, he's not undefeated in it, and two, he's beaten MJF in regular rules matches twice already. Why the fuck does he need a special extra thing? It makes no sense for him to give him a stipulation at all. It's dumb baby facery.
Maybe he is Sting. Maybe. I don't know, man. I wouldn't have done this, and this is going to be a long-term thing to assess. And it's like, whatever happens, it doesn't end. When does Revolution? I think March 15th. It doesn't 13th. End. It doesn't end March 13th. Whatever the fuck happens, that's what I'm saying. So like, I don't know, man. It's risky, and it's risky either way.
You know why it's risky?
You know why it's extra risky? It's risky if they keep their word on the stip, and it's also risky if they don't keep their word on the stip, because then it's like, oh, okay.
You know why it's risky? Because you spent a great portion of the build up to All In Texas around Swerve and Hangman and Will Ospreay and them being the big three. Well,
you told me
you can never put that in the main event ever again for the title match on pay-per-view ever again if he loses this shit. This is fucking stupid.
That was the
you
first
can
thing
never do Kenny Omega. If Kenny Omega wins the title, you can never do Kenny Omega versus Hangman for the title ever again.
Just go
That's
down
fucking
the list.
Stupid.
The first thing I thought was a Swerve Hangman match. I was like, well, they haven't really shown that they've ever wanted to do a Swerve Hangman title match yet thus far. Anyway, but taking off the table,
you're taking things off the table that have no business being taken off the table if you do this.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
You're making things. Look, you can make a national whatever. Let's say. Whatever, because some people think this. Let's entertain it. Let's say Tony Khan fucking hates Adam Page's guts because he made him have to led to the road that led to CM Punk self-destructing and leaving one day in WWE or whatever else. So he's been pissing him since 2022 or 21, whatever the fuck, right? Sure, let's entertain it. Okay, we're in 2026. Let's say you still pissed off. Cool. When X, Y, and Z are champions, Moxley, it's Moxley, Swerve, Ospreay, Fletcher, Takeshita, Okada, AJ Styles, whoever else. Isn't a good, simple, easy pay-per-view main event throwing Hangman in there?
Yeah.
To get a nice, easy, regular buy rate you always get.
Could be All In, could be
now
Revolution, could be Full Gear, his quote-unquote pay-per-view.
Any of them. The second that you do this, let's say you're pissed off, you never want to use him as a main eventer. Okay, cool, fine. You never have to announce it to people. You just pull the plug on him and let him be where he's at, and you never have to put him in the world title picture. It's one thing for just do it where people don't know. There's one thing we're like, no, it's in kayfabe, and that's a story. He can never ever again. And that was a problem with the hurt. That was the biggest problem with the Cody thing was, what it'd be like, okay, let's say Cody did want to wrestle those guys. It made no sense to because he should he's gonna be beat like a drum as those guys move up and he's got to stay where he's at. So this is stupid. They should never do this. Or let me phrase this: they should, if he loses, they should have never done this.
Yeah, I think with AEW's in the Cody situation, it was a lot more. They were in the establishment stages of the company, and it really felt like it was what they say they're gonna do, and they've been through a lot of things, I think. And now, if it doesn't, for me, it doesn't like obviously when you hear that stipulation, your brain goes one place with it, right?
Right.
But now it's like I feel like they're more prone to lie to me now. Like
hey,
rather than they were to tell us the truth back then, which they told us the truth back then because they were trying to kind of uphold their institutional integrity, I would say.
Can you put Myron's comment on there?
Yeah.
All right. So if MJF loses, it will mean that they will have hot potato the AEW title in the past few months. Yeah.
I don't have a problem with hot potatoing, especially in the era of like super long title reigns and all that. Like,
yeah.
Let's get some unpredictability, especially like as much as this roster has right now, bro. That's sign me up for that Ciampa shit that happened.
So okay. The alternative is worse than that. You hot potato the title. Oh, the guy that you built this company around for most of the last 7 years can no longer win the title, and he's going to be around for years now. That's worse than that than hot potato in the title, especially because MJF's a heel. Who gives a shit if he has a long title run or not? So yeah, Hangman hot potato in this title at this only given this title reign was like a roughly or would it be like 50 or 60 days, 7 days, whatever else. That is the lesser of evils when it comes to this. Mm-hmm. Sorry MJF. I guess he'll have to win the title again, which he'll definitely be because he got this one out of thin air too.
Yeah, this one kind of. I was shocked when the plan all kind of came together for this. I was like, then I started thinking about it, and I was like, that's why they did that weird match. It's the cheapest shiny
shit in the world, so of course he wins it. All right, fine.
Like, that's why they did that weird ass match with him and Hangman, so they could have this one. But I think Hangman. I'll say this for thinking about how I was feeling about Heyman, where I felt like he was cold, he needed something. This gives like compelling stakes and makes people give a fuck about this match in a way that if they were just going out there again, I don't think it would have the same kind of intrigue around it. But
the intrigue is, are they going to do something fucking stupid or not? That's the real intrigue. That's not good intrigue.
But also,
are you idiots or are you not idiots?
I think people assume they're not stupid, so they think he's going to win off of this. So like, I'm not seeing it.
He should
personally.
Win. I'm literally gonna be sitting there watching this match, my arm folded like this the whole time, and then if that man up lose, I'm gonna be furious. Man, because you wasted our fucking time.
It's gonna be a lot, man. It's gonna be a lot. I mean, I don't know, like, because I feel like if you think they wasted your time with Adam Page, you should have felt like this when Hook hit him in the face with the belt.
I did. What you mean? I did.
Like this would just be more of the same. This is icing on the cake. The cake was already baked. Like I'm already like, oh y'all kneecapped this man already.
Okay, like what was it? If Hangman loses, he can no longer challenge for the AEW World Title. I got a suggestion. If Hangman can no longer challenge for the AEW World Title, Tony Khan can no longer win Booker of the Year from James Boyd ever again. I don't give a fuck what he does. Wasting my damn time. On the better part of a decade down the drain for some bullshit.
Look at this.
So all it'll do is help you draw less. Let's do the things that help us draw less. What the fuck are we doing?
Got a comment.
All we got to do one of the best wrestling generation.
Let's just mark them. Let's scar them for life.
Guys in the promotion for years now. What are we doing?
He said, bro, I haven't watched AEW regularly since the Hook belt shot. I mean, it's hard. Look, it's just already.
Tune in for March 13th. You might get your series finale for AEW if that's the case. This will be the one where you be like, this is a nail in the coffin. This is a shot in the heart.
Yeah, man. I don't know about this one, man.
Has Trish and Sarah recorded since then?
This has been announced? I can imagine. I have not talked to Trisha or Sarah about their feelings on this this stipulation and all that yet, but I am eagerly waiting for. And they recorded this week, so they won't be recording next week. It'll be the week after that.
So unfortunately, they'll have time to cool off. Okay.
Look,
all right. I'll give them a pass if they're not as mad about this as I am, because this is happening like literally 2 days after this or whatever, as opposed to them having some time to calm down. But nah, man, they like Adam Page more than me. Hell no, this is dumb. A lot more than me. This is dumb.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Like I'm willing to kind of see where it goes either way on that, and just from a sense of kind of gathering information, because it's like, all right, we've learned a lot of things about how this company has booked thus far. If they do something where they kind of run it off the track, I'm just going to use that as information to learn more about them personally. Mm-hmm. But yeah, where it's like, okay, I can eliminate like you feeling like you're telling the truth to me at all times. Like there's like a lot of shit that's encompassing this. Well, I'll just say that. But yeah, should be it. Hopefully they have a great match, but I'm
sure they have a great match.
Look, I don't know if the great match will save you.
I don't give a fuck about this match at this point. Look, it can go from 5 stars. It can go from 5 stars to dub from James Boyd real fucking quick.
This is funny. I need James to rant about Tony Khan like Rich ranted about Alexa Bliss.
I might get something written up on the next couple of weeks just in case. I might. We'll see.
But yeah, I know we're up against it right
now. Got me mad on fucking Adam Page's behalf like this. I only like him. I mean, I couldn't imagine people that live and die with Hangman Page hearing this shit. Oh my god.
Yeah, to be honest, I was at the show, so I wasn't like actively like all over the social media as that was breaking, but
I didn't look either, so I don't know.
I didn't exactly look, but
it's one of those I'm like, y'all doing what? Did I hear that right?
I can only tell you what it felt like in the building, and it almost felt like a family member making a really bad decision that we couldn't stop him from making. Like that's what it kind of felt like as I was looking around, and just a eerie kind of feeling, because obviously with that you think, oh, is he going to WWE? Like there's a lot of stuff that anything bad.
I made the joke. I was like, this. In the group chat, I made the joke. I was like, Cody, I said Adam Page, WWE 2027. I made the joke, or 2028 or whatever the same time frame was. 15 months it was from Cody. Same thing. It's like, nah, man, this is stupid. What are we doing?
Yeah. So I don't know, man. Trying to think. I don't think we can't do anything else. Yeah, we will. I think I did want to get to the Janelle Grant stuff. We were kind of running up against time.
Unfortunately, let's do it. Let's do it.
You sure?
How long do you think it's gonna be?
It's kind of an in-depth topic that kind of.
Yeah, let's kick it next week then.
Yeah, so like we will.
I mean,
we
want to do another. You want to do another show like Monday?
Maybe we drop like a exclusive YouTube video or something. For the channel talking about it.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll do that.
Yeah. Thanks, y'all.
Don't think we letting y'all slide, Vince McMahon, and all these fans that's harassing that woman who decided to speak for the first time after all these years. Don't think we letting it slide either.
Yeah. They asked her if she could if she could say it was consensual. That's fucking insane. Anyway, thanks for listening, y'all. If you are watching from the stream, be sure to go to the show notes when they are up, and go to the red circle link to donate to One Nation Radio, and be sure to listen to other shows on the network. Besides One Nation Radio, you have Keeping It Strong Style, All Things Elite, Imps Adventures, Wrestling Out with Chris Things, Tunnel Talk, the Trish and Sarah Wrestling Podcast, AEW Match Guide, and Joe Shinger out. Thanks for listening, y'all. Later.
Peace.
All right.
Hell yeah. All right, y'all. We're going to wrap it up. James got to get going. And thank y'all for tuning in. Viewership is awesome. And if you guys can just share the link, hit the like button on your way out if you haven't already. We will, holla at you and all that. So
sorry, y'all. We'll it's a weird week, so It is what it is. But you know, we'll probably do back to regular schedule Thursday next week, right? Yeah, and then we'll do the thing. Whatever we missed for this week, whatever we'll do a.
We record this if you can for me, because Righteous Reg will be on next week.
Oh, hold on. All right, go ahead.
So also, I was at the show in Sacramento, not too far from where Righteous Reg kicks it at in Oakland. He drove up, we talked at the show. Righteous Reg is going to join us next week from Grapsity, and we'll have plenty of stuff to discuss, probably the way the wrestling world has been. So hope to see you guys there.
Yep. All right, later, y'all.
Peace.
Okay, got that on the thing. So
cool.
But yeah, thanks for changing the nights with us, whatever else. I don't know if y'all was hyped because we're going head to head, or we were going head to head with SmackDown.
This is a good test to see how many of y'all really see if y'all was really watching the Fed or not. You know, and y'all showed up. So
it's funny because, you know, half the time when we do, every other time we do the show, I get somebody comes in the comments and says that I'm a Fed fan. It's like, I mean, I don't hate the Fed like y'all, but whatever. If that's y'all joke, cool. What? Oh, all right. So, yeah, Rich, yeah.
Yep. Peace, y'all.
Yeah.